Hi everybody, I'm Matthew the creator of SKRWT, and today I want to take you a little bit behind the scenes of making this app. POLER of Germany has been so nice to send us these bags. We're on our way to our first location. I'm going to try to make this video as informative as possible, so hopefully you're going to enjoy it and maybe even learn something from it. In case you're wondering, I'm shooting everything with a little Canon G7X. It's a brilliant small compact camera. It got really good image quality, it shoots raw, the video is extremely nice. The thing though is that the battery life just sucks. I'm done preparing location number 1. This is my laptop with a cable so I can screen record my iPhone. The tripod for the camera that I'm holding right now. The bags, 1, 2, 3, and a GoPro for the second angle. So first off, iPhone shot. I usually shoot with the native camera app because it's very easy to use, very effective with settings like HDR auto or the burst mode, which is a lifesaver in many situations. It's very fast. So we're going for another low angle shot. Tap to focus, and when you tap and swipe the finger a bit, you can readjust the exposure slightly. Next up, big camera picture. I'm shooting with the 5D Mark III and a 35mm lens. The nice thing about this setup is that you get the same field of view that you got with your iPhone. It's 23mm on a crop sensor. So let's go for one bigger pixel shot and a more depth of field, and one from below. You're always going to need these pixels. Get a 35mm lens or a 23mm lens. I promise you're going to enjoy it. At the end, I always like to shoot a Polaroid picture. It is a nice thing to have. This one is a Fujifilm Instax 210. These are these wide shots, which you maybe know from people are holding the Polaroids in front of the camera. It's extremely nice to have and extremely fun to shoot with. So I found this little in-betweener because the light from the back is just so amazing. So let's do a little camera and camera action. Actually, I can't see anything. Let's just do it a little bit brighter. And 1, 2, 3. So look. Actually quite nice. What you think? It's been a bit of a hike, but a good one though, because we're in the Netherlands right now at the German border, because SKRWT originates from Germany, and this is a national park and the only hill that I know that is easily accessible. And this right here, this is the location we're trying to reach before the sun runs out. It's pretty windy up here, so it doesn't make sense to record any audio. I'm gonna place the camera on a tripod and hope that the sun comes up for a couple of seconds. But then I'm gonna take some shots just to be sure. Alright, shooting's done, and before we are going to continue edit the pictures, I want to show you the place where it all began, the place where all the communication is coming from, and the place where we released the app, the SKRWT office. And you won't see many people running around designing, coding or taking pictures, because basically SKRWT has been made possible by a small amount of extremely awesome people. So there's the developer Arne, who's living in Munich, which is 700 kilometers from here. He's the rockstar in the team. Eric, who did the heavy text work, like the App Store description, and he came up with the tag allhailsymmetry. Say hello to Joshua from Dallas, Texas, who bumped in 1 week before release and we had to change the whole design. So he's responsible for the final look and the icon. Niels, who's right now traveling through Asia. Without his help during the whole process of developing SKRWT, this wouldn't have happened, and he made the website. Thank you, Philip, for these endless hours before the release, and thank you, Dan, for being one of the most awesome human beings that I know. And I'm just trying to keep everything together. We are right now in my living room, so let me show you around a little bit. Here we got a little portrait studio and the camera equipment that I'm using to make all this, and a table full with sticker packages. Sorry for the delay, but I have to admit that I underestimated the demand on these. We got over 200 emails, we had to reorder some stickers, so be sure that this is in process. In case you've missed it, subscribe to our newsletter, follow on Twitter and Instagram to not miss it again. Here's a box with more than 100 envelopes already finished. The second workspace, in case somebody decides to come down and help. But right now it's more being used as a little sticker hub. And this is my workspace. Be sure that whenever you get an email response, I'm sitting right here typing it. Some Polaroids from the shooting. And what I really like about Polaroids is that this is what you get out of your camera. You can apply a filter. This is it. There are 3 iPhones for different resolutions because we're really working on this. Here's a sneak peek of our next update, but let's keep it as a sneak peek and continue to our whiteboard, which is being barely used, but this is kind of fun. This is the number that we wrote down, wondering if anybody's going to download, if we ever going to reach these numbers to break even. And we've surpassed this number but we had to reinvest some money. So we're not break even yet, but we are on a good way thanks to you guys, thanks to your amazing support, and this is why we are giving away these bags. We got a green, a black and a red one. They are pretty nice to store some equipment, or if you take out the inlay you can use it as a beer cooler. The only thing you have to do is to subscribe to our newsletter. If you've already subscribed, you're all set. If you haven't, you got time till next week, because this is when we're going to draw the winners. And now let's continue to edit some pictures. Let me quickly show you how I'm recording this workflow video. Here's my 5D with the 35mm lens again. I taped the Canon logo so it won't be reflecting in my iPhone screen. Here's an audio recorder, a microphone, an additional card, and this pack of film roll will help me to support my wrist. And this is the easiest way to record your screen. There's an app called Reflector, simply fire it up. Now your phone and your Mac need to be in the same Wi-Fi signal. Go into your AirPlay settings, which are going to pop up any second. Let's try it again. Here we are, it's not here. Here it is. Now click on MacBook, and as you can see, your phone is now mirrored on your Mac. Simply hit a button and record your progress. We're going for this picture because I can show you a couple of apps that I'm using in my editing workflow, and we are now jumping right into the reshape filter. And I got this bag here at the bottom that I want to correct. And now let's jump into the contour filter, and simply by swiping from left to right I can just bring it up a little tiny bit. On the other side I want to bring it back in, so from left to right, and simply by swiping you can correct it. In case you're familiar with the Photoshop liquefying filter, it's kind of the same thing but now a mobile device that's extremely powerful, and I'm right now editing with the new app which is being created by the guys from Facetune. I'm pretty fortunate to be in the beta testing team because it's like extremely awesome. Up here, another bump, simply by swiping left to right, right to left, you can bring it back in, back out. You won't see a huge difference right now because we're zoomed in, but once we're gonna jump into the before and after, you're gonna see how much a product like this is going to benefit from these kind of minor adjustments, but they're really worth it. We're done, hit confirm and have a look at our before and after. And yeah, that's it. Another really nice feature of this app is the clarity filter. Down at the bottom you can already see denoise and portrait. So we are going to zoom in and for portrait. And now have a look how extremely nice it is cleaning up the edges and the picture in general. I've been waiting for such a filter for a very long time, and now it's here on a mobile device. Hit confirm, we're done preparing the picture. Have another look at our before and after and continue to our next app. This one is called Touch Retouch, and what Touch Retouch does is it gets rid of all the unwanted stuff in your pictures. We're always going for the highest resolution possible, and you can see here this branch, up and down here is another one. So hit the mask tool and paint over it. This is how you are masking the objects that you are not wanting to have in your picture. Just very briefly, right here. These big ones are not a big problem as long as the background is kind of the same, so pay attention. As soon as the picture gets a bit more complicated, the app doesn't do the best job. Up here is another one. Don't worry if you've masked too much, simply hit the erase tool and refine your mask. And now let me show you what it does. Press play, and now it's recalculating the information in these areas, and boom, it's gone. Extremely effective. It even does like these kind of bushes in the back with the stamp tool, but I'm going to show you another example. We're picking these dots and I want the corner to be white. Simply press play and it's gone. It's going to take a bit longer for the whole picture, so we're going to jump right into the finished one. We're done. It took a while, but as you can see, even the big stuff in the background disappeared. Unfortunately, there is no good before and after, so I'm just going to save it and post one later on Twitter and continue with the next app. This one is Snapseed, and Snapseed is extremely powerful, for free on the App Store, so get it if you do not have it already. We're going for the selection tool, and what this one does is you can pick a color and then edit the kind of same color groups. Simply by pinching and zooming you can select your area that it is affecting, and I want the logo to be nice and white, so I get rid of all the color, brighten up a little bit, confirm, and now the logo is popping up really nice. It's a crucial adjustment for the product, and this is the only thing that I wanted to do here. Because the smartphone is not sporting the highest bitrate, nor does it have the highest dynamic range, you will always have to edit your picture afterwards to get the same feeling that you had during the shooting. I'm going for Afterlight here, and simply for some developing, using Clarify, brightening up just a little bit so the filters get applied a bit better. And what always is working really good is playing around with temperature. This can help to create a completely different feeling, and I want it to look a little bit warmer even, so I'm going to highlight toning, lower the blues so I can get a nice yellowish look. Sharpen it up, always sharpen it up, and now finalize it with a filter. And I'm pretty in love with this one called Etna, and it just works perfectly on this one. And I think this is kind of what it has been looking while I have been shooting it and what I wanted it to look while shooting. We're done here, let's save it, and now it's finally time to do some SKRWT editing. I'm always using SKRWT as my first or as my last step in my editing workflow. And in this picture I want the bag to pop out a little bit more. I'm going for the vertical lines correction filter and jump right into the 6 lens filter to make it pop even more. Simple one little swipe, and this is it. This is what we've done. And now let's go on a little crop mission in our high precision crop tool, drag the corner to resize the frame, and with the 2-finger gesture anywhere on the screen you can reposition it. And this is good. Hit confirm and we're done editing. This is what we've done, and yeah, I think we're ready. Hope you liked the walkthrough. It's been a faster one because you can go really crazy with mobile photography and all the amazing apps out there. Be sure that the guys from Facetune up on something really big. This app is going to be huge. And last but not least, and this is what I really wanted to mention, thanks Beta family, thanks to all the amazing people from all over the world for testing SKRWT and sending us the images so we could promote it. Without you, SKRWT wouldn't be what it is today. In case you like the music, it's been made by a friend of mine. His name is Nico. I'm signing off here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. And just so you know, it took me forever to shoot this video. Bye.